Welcome to today's Explainer. I gotta tell you, I am absolutely thrilled to share this one with you guys today because we're unpacking a story of just sheer determination. It's about raw creativity and completely defying the odds. We are breaking down the inspiring journey of a really remarkable young founder who is building her brand from the ground up, literally block by block. Think about how the world usually works, right? There's this standard path laid out for us. You go to school, you get good grades, you land a job, and then maybe, eventually, you think about a passion project when you finally have enough experience. In a world where it's so incredibly easy to just follow that standard script, it takes a massive amount of courage to tear it up and carve your own path. And as we're going to explore today, age is truly just a number when you have a powerful, world-changing vision.
Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to honestly ask yourself, what were you doing at 15 years old? Like, really think back to that time in your life. I know for most of us, navigating the absolute maze of high school was basically a full-time job. We were trying to fit in, stressing over pop quizzes, figuring out our weekend plans, and honestly, that was about as much complexity as we could handle. The idea of conceptualizing a whole business strategy, structuring a creative venture, and launching an entire brand from scratch? No way! That wasn't even a blip on the radar. Remembering our own teenage chaos really frames just how impressive today's subject actually is. Because while most teenagers are just trying to get through a Tuesday without, total embarrassment, our founder was busy mapping out an entire media empire. It requires a level of focus that is genuinely rare. 15! Just take a second and let that sink in. That is the exact age of our incredibly ambitious protagonist today, founder Prisha Chauhan. 15 is such a complicated age, isn't it? It's an age where the world constantly tells you to just wait your turn. Sit down, let the adults handle the big ideas. But Prisha, she decided she didn't want to wait for permission. She had ideas right now, she had the drive right now, and she had this unique, vibrant perspective that she felt a deep, deep urgency to share with the world. Instead of waiting for some arbitrary moment when society deemed someone ready, she recognized that her youthful perspective wasn't a liability at all. It was actually her absolute greatest asset.
And that relentless drive? Well, that led directly to the creation of the Chatpati Baddie journey. Founder Prisha Chauhan is injecting her own undeniable, unapologetic energy right into this brand. Just think about that name for a second. Chatpati Baddie. It's vibrant, it's spicy, it is incredibly bold. It perfectly encapsulates the kind of spirited, dynamic adventure she's inviting her audience to join. You see, she isn't just starting a one-off project or some simple social media page. She's introducing a comprehensive journey. She wants her audience to grow, to learn, and of course, be entertained right alongside her. But as with any great entrepreneurial story, especially one spearheaded by someone so young, getting this grand vision off the ground was definitely not a smooth ride.
And this brilliantly illustrates the central conflict Prisha faced. On one hand, you have the naysayers, the constant taunts, and the overwhelming, well-meaning but totally stifling pressure from people telling her to just focus on her studies. It's that classic friction every young visionary runs into. Society telling a young person to stay in their lane, do their homework, and put their big, crazy dreams on hold until after graduation. It can feel incredibly isolating. But instead of caving to that pressure, Prisha absolutely refused to give up on her vision. She took that negativity, absorbed those dismissive taunts, and literally alchemized them into pure fuel. Her resilience in the face of being told no is the exact foundation this brand is built upon. It proves she isn't just in this for fun. She has the serious grit required to build something lasting.
By pushing through all that noise and external distraction, Prisha was able to develop a highly structured, creative vision for her brand. She didn't just want to throw out random, disconnected content depending on how she felt that morning. No, she knew she needed a really robust framework to build a sustainable community. So, her vision evolved into a dynamic, four-mode brand. She thought deeply, like really deeply, about what her audience would actually want and need. And then she categorized her brand into 4 distinct pillars that work harmoniously together. What this does is create a complete 360-degree experience for our followers, ensuring there is always something relevant and engaging waiting for them, no matter what mood they might be in.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how perfectly balanced this entire concept is. The Chatpati Baddie journey is basically a giant pie divided into 4 distinct modes. First up, we have the Baddie mode. This is where she brings that bold, unapologetic, confident energy, really focusing on aesthetics, style, and just totally owning your space. Then we have Find Yourself, which we are going to dig into much deeper in just a moment. And finally, rounding out the whole brand ecosystem, we have two distinct entertainment-focused modes. It's a beautifully multifaceted approach, right? She's making sure there is plenty of lighthearted entertainment, fun trends, and engaging content, but she's expertly balancing those lighter elements with something much, much more profound.
So the crucial point is that this brand isn't just about mindless entertainment. The Find Yourself mode is a core pillar focused entirely on self-discovery. Prisha wants to use her platform to genuinely empower other young people to discover who they truly are. I mean, think about how confusing the teenage years can be. The pressure to conform is just massive. Through this mode, she's encouraging her audience to look inward, to build genuine self-confidence, and navigate the exact same emotional and social challenges she faced. It completely elevates the Chatpati Baddie journey from just being another fun page to scroll through on your phone into a brand that actually offers real value, mentorship, and inspiration to its growing community. Honestly, it shows a profound level of empathy from such a young creator.
Let's move to and see how this builds into an actionable rollout plan. Because let's be real, you can have the best vision, the tightest framework, and the deepest empathy in the world, but if you don't have a smart distribution strategy, you're not going to reach anyone. Well, she has developed a highly targeted two-step roadmap for her impending debut. Step 1 is the Instagram launch. This is all about creating a visually engaging, interactive space for quick updates and real community building. And that is followed closely by Step 2, the YouTube launch. This is where things get really expansive, allowing for longer-form, deep-dive content where those 4 modes can truly breathe. By targeting these specific platforms, which, by the way, are launching very soon, Prisha is going straight to where her demographic already lives and interacts. She's building immense anticipation and setting the perfect stage.
Which brings us to our final, lingering thought for this explainer. Prisha found her deeply rooted vision at just 15 years old. So, what is yours? Tying right back into that powerful Find Yourself mode, Prisha's story really serves as an incredible mirror for all of us, no matter our age. Think about it. If a 15-year-old can block out a chorus of naysayers, define a complex, multi-tiered brand structure, and prepare to confidently launch it to the world, what's stopping you from pursuing that lingering idea you've been sitting on? Maybe it's a business, a hobby, or a new creative outlet. Whatever it is, let her remarkable resilience be your catalyst. Thank you so much for joining me today to explore the Chatpati Baddie journey. Now go out there, embrace your inner baddie, and start building your own vision.